Hello, I'm the YouTube user 3D. I'm making this video because I don't like the dishonesty we see coming from creationists. The video I'm making will focus on the user PPSIMMONS. I've chosen him because we see a large variety of dishonest tactics employed in 5 of his videos. Most of his videos have a message about copyright and not duplicating them. I'm ignoring that because of fair use, my right to comment, criticize, and use for education, as well as the YouTube terms of service about when you post content, you give a non-exclusive license for all other YouTube users to use that content. I've taken only small clips of examples in his videos. I will be posting links in the sidebar to his videos so you may see them in full context. I advise you go watch them. Also, if you like this video, please feel free to mirror it. You don't have to give me credit or a link to my page if that would be appreciated. With that said, let's continue. This is the channel for the YouTube user PPSIMMONS. It is a biblical apologetics channel. On their channel they have links to Hickory Hammock Baptist Church website where they sell DVDs. They also have a link to EmporiumTurnpike.net, which uses a lot of quote-unquote evidence against evolution. It is mostly out-of-context quotes from obscure, unreliable sources, and flat-out fabrications or denial of evidence. Further down on the page, they have a strawman fallacy of what evolution is. It's the classic, in the beginning there was nothing, and absolutely nothing was happening to absolutely nothing. Then one random day, absolutely nothing exploded, and absolutely nothing became absolutely everything. It goes on, but I won't. And they have some misinformation about DNA. They talk about gamete isolation, and about how it says one kind of creature can't turn into another kind, when in reality gamete isolation is the genetic differences between gametes that prevent unrelated animals from interbreeding, such as a starfish and a salmon. However, closely related animals such as a horse and a donkey can mate. Then they talk about abiogenesis, chemosynthesis, spontaneous generation, none of which are the exact same thing. Abiogenesis is the hypothesis theory of a one-time rising of life from inorganic material. Chemosynthesis is the process by which microscopic organisms living in thermal vents use the chemicals there to make energy. And spontaneous generation is the outdated medieval theory that on a daily basis inanimate material would spring to life into fully formed modern animals. They also use a lot of quote mines. Here's one from botany, trying to twist what it says into allowing them to claim chemosynthesis as spontaneous generation. Then they quote mine about the fossil records, saying that it's a complete lack of evidence. They use the quite famous Dr. Patterson quote saying, "I will lay it on the line, there is none such fossil for which one could make a watertight argument," which, if used in context, would most likely say the complete opposite of what they're trying to make it seem, and actually disprove what they are saying. They go on to misrepresent what a mutation is and the importance it has in the process of evolution. They say that all true forms of mutations are always negative, even though the great majority of mutations are neutral. such as the mutation that causes blue eyes. They also quote mine someone about drastic mutations creating new body parts. I've covered several of the quotes on here in another video of mine. Before I start the video, I would like to point out over here, he has a little message saying if you wish to respond to the film with a film, you must use your own footage, music, and material because his film is under copyright protection. Please keep his statement in mind for a later video. Now what PPSIMMONS has done is take a quote from a German zoologist. However, that zoologist was also a creationist. He was born in 1862 and died in 1942. He is hardly relevant and not extremely credible. The usage of this source is rather dishonest in trying to portray the idea that modern scientists are denouncing evolution as some hoax or fairy tale. So right there he has compared anyone who accepts evolution to people who are in cults. He also made the claim that, who are you going to listen to? The scientists or the people just blabbering on? Well, that's really not a fair choice when the scientists that are being used are long dead and are biased to one opinion. The text in red is what he says is one of the many evolutionist quotes about defending evolution. And there is the supposed statement that proves that wrong. However, the source of that statement originated from a Gallup poll taken in February of 2001. The Gallup poll asks, which of the following statements comes closest to your views on the origin and development of human beings? Human beings have developed over millions of years from less advanced forms of life, but God guided this process. Human beings have developed over millions of years from less advanced form of life, but God had no part of this process. Or God created human beings pretty much in their present form at one time within the last 10,000 years or so. Chances are the Scientific America quote is talking about this Gallup poll. How dishonest do you have to be to quote mine a Gallup poll?